looking like Tyler's. Yeah, I got the whole team. Yeah. I got the whole team. I got the whole team. Got him behind me. I roll with it on me. I got the whole team. I got the whole team. Got him behind me. I roll with it on me. I roll with it on me. I got the whole team. 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 Yeah, I done lost friends, I promise. Then I took off like comics. They can never handle this rocket shit. Out here ballin' like Harvey. Get your hands out of my pockets. I do not carry around no nonsense.
Yo. Man, we got another show. With episode 4. Hey, man, shots out, man, to my man Elijah, man. I'm gonna have to get his definitely get his social feed. My man Elijah. That track y'all heard, whole team. That's from my man's. I'm gonna have to get his information. You know, I'm kind of like late to the party. You know, I had to get in my bag. I had to get in my technology bag. I had to find his hit, take it from how he sent it to me, the format he sent it to me, reconvert it to another format, and just so I can play it on the podcast. I had to go through a little bit of something, but look, we got to figure it out, man. But we definitely gonna play that like every episode, man. He blessed me a long time ago with that hit. Man, told me I can do my thing with it. So I want to give him shots out, man, because he got a lot more fire, man. He went to school with me at Grace University, man. So I got a good relationship with that cat. So shots out to my man. I'm gonna get your information out there before the show is over. Not yet. I'm gonna get my man Jay Bug on in a little bit here. We got a good show. That you know it's overdue. You know my man J'dyn Bullion. You know he been balling out. So we gonna chop it up with him. But first, you know, before we get him on, we just got some things that we always want to talk about. You know, I always want to talk about this show. You know, reason why I brought this show to the people, because it's for the people. You know what I'm saying? It's for, you know, some athletes who, you know, is not on the main stage or all the time. So we want to get athletes that, you know, that we don't see in the newspaper, you know, but I need y'all help in that. You know, we need the community support in that. We need, you know, parents of these athletes. It don't matter what school you go to, you know. But if your shorty is playing varsity, you know, football, you know, doing pretty well, you know, let's get them on the show. Let's get them some exposure, you know what I'm saying? So when you see community support, you know, that means the parents of these athletes, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I know some, you know, I've been around a little bit, so I've been able to know some of these athletes, and I've been following through their career, so they've been nice enough to kind of hop on the show. But, you know, I want to keep this thing rolling. I want a lot of athletes, because I kind of feel like the way the show is set up for a lot of the athletes to kind of get out what it is, how they live. You know, they get to speak on their own will. They get to talk about what it is they done put out. If I'm showing the clip, man, we get to get inside the athlete's head, man. What was you going through on that clip? You know, we get to talk about, you know, lifestyle. You know, it's no filter. We get to go deep with it. So at the end of the day, we doing the athlete a favor, you know, especially we want to get them as many scholarships as possible. So beyond the athlete competing on the field, you know, we get to get, you know, hopefully we get a lot of college coaches to hop on the show so they can get an in-depth look and hear about some of these athletes' upbringing, man, because honestly, that's a huge part, man, of how our athletes are really, like, you know, who they are in that moment. If you see a high school athlete right now, it's the upbringing from what their parents done kind of, how the parents done laid the foundation for them, however that is. So if you seeing someone doing great work on the field or whatnot, think about the parent, think about their household, think about that upbringing, because that's what's keeping that athlete mentally focused to keep bringing y'all that fire. You know what I'm saying? So it's entertainment. So on this show, Neighborhood Athletes, on your highlight podcast, that's what we get to talk about. It's neighborhood athletes. Our quote is, your favorite athlete comes from our neighborhood. It comes from your neighborhood. You know what I'm saying? You take that how you want to take it. What they do, though, they come from the neighborhood. So let's get the athlete life out there the way they see it, the way they want to talk about it. And let's get a crowd to kind of engage in that. So that's community support, branding and marketing. Another thing I'm big on, as I continue to evolve with, local sports, the regional level, national level. If you haven't heard about name, image, and likeness, NIL, athletes being able to capitalize on, their efforts. The word labor, employee is getting trickled down to the high school level as it relates to athletes. They're looking at them as entertainers. So these are words that we are hearing now as it relates to the high school athletes, and we got to talk about that. It's not, we don't have to be. I'm located in the middle of the map. I ain't got to tell everybody where I'm located at, but I'm in the middle of the map. And sometimes we get behind on some things. You know what I'm saying? And so I think it's the resources that allow us to be behind. But if we're pulling out a resource to keep us in tune with the evolution of sports, then we don't have to be behind. And this is one of those things. This is one of those things right here. I've been studying this. I've been up on this game for a long time. And so I think I know a thing or two. And, branding and marketing is huge for our athletes. Being able for the athletes to speak up for themselves. You know what I'm saying? Social media is key. You know what I'm saying? So, and that brings us to how you can follow us. You can follow us on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter. That's where we are live at right now. Right now, you can hit somebody right now, man, on your phone and be like, "Hey, man." A lot of people know me as Day Day, man. So they're like, "Hey, man, Day Day got something going on right now, man. We got this podcast going on, man, highlighting our athletes, man, and our coaches, because we got to talk and pick their brain too, because they was once athletes too from the neighborhood. So we got coaches that's giving back, that's from the neighborhood. We got athletes that's from the neighborhood doing their thing. I'm like, man, this gonna be a hit. So follow us, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter. We going live right now. Tag a friend, follow us, subscribe, do all that good stuff, man. They be talking about, man. Y'all know what that is, man. Because we want to keep this thing going. Hey, it's for them young athletes, man. I keep getting people to hit me up about doing it for basketball. Ooh, wee. Hey, that's yet to happen. We'll talk about that. We will definitely talk about that. So yeah, hey man, y'all follow us. So we do have a good show. Man. I'm your host, Lamar, Neighborhood Athletes on your highlight podcast. We're gonna talk to my man, J'dyn Bullion from Bellevue West High School, linebacker. Man, he got a special place in my mind, man. That boy there can play some football, man. He athletic, Y'all really just don't understand, like, the ceiling. You talk about an athlete's ceiling and potential, like, his ceiling is beyond the ceiling. It's crazy. So we're gonna get into all of that. And then we're gonna talk about, man, like, that shocker though. That Scott Frost departure. I don't want to use the other word. I'm gonna just say departure. We're gonna butter it up a little bit, man, because I want the people, man. I got the comment section. We got a private chat section. I want the people. I want y'all to shoot me the comments, man. I can get y'all on the show. We can talk about it. It ain't nothing but an easy invite. Boom, boom. Get you on the show. I only plan on going on the show for 30, 45 minutes, but this is my show. If the heat coming and we engaging as a people, hey man, let's roll. Let's roll. We got the airtime to do it. You get what I'm saying? So we gonna talk about that after we talk to my mans, so we're gonna take a quick minute and we're gonna welcome our guests. All right. So check back with us. Check back with us.
Everybody should be running, I ain't got no leash. Got it for whenever moving like bang. Got the heavens always on my team. Fall back, that ain't really like me. I don't really care if they don't like me. Your boy sweet like candy cane. Beat about to hit like Luke Cage. Feeling gassed up, propane. You become an enemy and you gon' be the enemy. I tell it like a prophecy and this is time photography. The kingdom moving steadily. So if you wanna women, you better be about it. It's a different type of struggle. But I live it with the muscle, but I hit it with some butter. Cause I'm coming with the oven like I'm cooking in the kitchen. Everybody started tipping when the heat is in the building. Everybody started leaving when the fire hit the ceiling. Like wow, wow. I got the whole team. Shot. I got the whole team. Got heavy behind. I'm rolling it on. I got the whole team. I got the whole team. Got heavy behind. I'm rolling it on. I got the whole team. 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 I got the whole team.
Yo, hey, we back. We gonna let my man Jay get on here and we gonna welcome him. But yeah, man, just an update, y'all, man. What's the score on that Broncos game, man? This supposed to be a big game for that boy Russell Wilson. Let me listen to this Heat real quick.
Got them all looking like Tyler's. Yeah, I got the whole team.
My man's right here. It's hot. You know what I'm saying? Whole team. Listen, you need to play this at home. I got the whole team. Got Okay. All right. So we back, man. Without further ado, let's welcome my man J'dyn. What's up with you?
What's up?
How you doing?
Good. How you doing?
Man, I'm doing well. I'm doing well. You got the do-rag going on. Okay.
Yeah.
That's how you keep them spinners in there.
Yes, sir.
That's what's up, man. I once had waves, man. It was hard for me to get them, but I had them. I didn't have them like y'all. I had the straight ones.
Oh, okay.
I didn't have the spinners. Well, how you doing? How you doing?
I'm doing good.
That's good, man. Hey, we got J'dyn Bullion right here. Hey, so we just gonna go right to it, man. So, where you get the name J Boogie from? Because when I met you, like, that wasn't the name when I first met you. We go way back. So where did J Boogie come from?
I was playing a game called 8-Ball Mini Clip, right? All right. And it said come up with a username. I was like in what grade? I don't know what grade I was in. So then I just typed in JB and then J Boogie came up, and then I just always been going by that ever since then.
J Boogie. Okay, so I hear people in the short, they call you J Bug.
Yeah.
Yeah, that kind of fit, man. That kind of fit, you know. So right now, man, we got this show here. neighborhood athletes on your highlight podcast. The goal is to, throw lay the floor out for y'all to be who y'all want to be, man. I ask y'all some questions. If there's a question that I ask and it's like, you don't want to answer it, be like, hey, coach, man, I ain't trying to answer this question right now, or however you want to spin it.
Yeah.
But there's no script. This is you. You know what I'm saying? This is, I'm all about athletes getting the best opportunities they can get. You know that. So this is just a platform that I just kind of came up with. So, if college coaches want to know who this kid is, just based on his intellect, how he can talk about some things, let's chime in and see, so we want to use as many resources as we can to get the job done. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's kind of where we at, man. So let's get right into it, man. So right now, you playing some good ball. You know what I'm saying? Like, what you got? Like, what you around 68 tackles, you a couple of sacks. You got to be in the top 3 in the state, man, for tackles. And so before you just kind of talk about that, I just kind of want to show the viewers this clip, man, because I'll be watching film, and on the defensive side, you can't miss you. I just want the viewers to just see this clip really fast. Here we go. I'm gonna show it again for y'all. It's in. Look for the player in the middle. You can't miss him. Hey, man, listen. That looked like it hurt, man. And then I seen a helmet fly off. I had to do a double take. It was somebody else, but I was like, man, did you hit him hard? And the helmet fell off.
Yeah.
So you in the top 3, top 5 for leading the state in tackles through 4 games. You having fun. I've been knowing you for a while. You walk around with a big smile on your face. You know what I'm saying? How does it feel to be an athlete? You know what I'm saying? And your experience at Bellevue West.
It feels good to be an athlete when other kids, like, they look up to you and they see you doing good and they're like, I want to be like him one day. Stuff like that. It drives me to do better and better every day, and it keeps pushing me, and it keeps like hiring my standards. Like, if I do something wrong, I just mentally prepare myself to do it better the next time.
That's a good answer. And so, you a transfer kid, one of the transfer that came from Omaha Central. Then you got Bell West now. So what is your experience? You know what I'm saying? You done been at Central for 3 years. You've been at Bellevue West now. This is just your first year. I think to the football fans who watch high school football, they done seen your development through these 4 years. So only you can tell the people like what's your experience? Like, how do you feel as an athlete, knowing that you didn't know how things was going to pan out this early, transferring to Bellevue West?
So sophomore year, we didn't have a season. In junior year, I wanted to play running back and linebacker, but I didn't have the chance to at Central because they told me like I wasn't good enough to get off blocks and stuff.
Hold on. I didn't mean to cut you off. So you didn't get to play linebacker and such because they said you wasn't good enough to get off blocks?
Yes, sir.
And this was just last year?
Yeah.
That's interesting. Go ahead. I didn't mean to cut you off.
So I told them like I don't think I can do this no more because they're not letting me play the position I want to get recruited for. And so I'm like, I'm not building on what I want to do in the future. So if I don't have film to show coaches and it's my senior year and they really look for you your junior year, it's going to be a problem. And I'm going to have to rush and try to get things in lately and people going to be committing. So the spots is going to get taken up. So I had a serious conversation with my mom and she gave me a couple options and I chose Bellevue West because Coach Huffman is really determined and he's true about everything he say and he keep his word through everything.
Yeah, that's how he kind of comes off to me as well. Very, very stern with his word. I think it kind of seems like he want to do well, so he got a laser focus on some things. That's good, man. That's good. So my next question is, So you talk about college, you talk about, you saw some things on why you wanted to transfer, as an athlete. Most times it's the parents. The parents is usually like bringing it to your attention. This is why you should transfer. Boom, 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 boom. And not have boom, boom, boom. You know what I'm saying? But you recognize just from a athletic standpoint of where you want to go. That's kind of special because the athlete is the one who puts the work in at the end of the day.
Yeah.
And so you can be putting in a lot of work and not get the proper attention that you deserve, all because of the school where it is where you at. And so you had to come up with making a decision for yourself, which is very, very ahead of your time for you, if that makes sense. So that's good. That's good. So with that being said, I'm sure the people want to know, man, like, you involved in track, you play basketball, you play football. So what is it that you want to do? Is it which sport you want to go to college for, and how far do you want to take it career wise?
Okay, so I'm either going to go to college in football or track, whichever one is like, I would say the higher scholarship, and whatever one has a better like auto mechanic college, because that's one of the reasons I came to Bell West, because they offer like Metro offer like a 2-semester, you get college credits for automotive program. So stuff like that was really big on my mind, like how Iowa, they really good. So if I had the chance to go there, like they one of the top colleges in the nation at engineering. So I was like, if I ever get a chance to go to one of them colleges, I can do what I want to do in sports and then get the opportunity to get a scholarship in what I want to major in. So
That's good. That's good. You're getting the best of both worlds. And we get to talk about this on this podcast. It should be like the institution, the colleges is not supposed to use the student athlete. The student athlete is supposed to use the college. So if there's a college that wants to give you a scholarship for free, you have the opportunity to go in whatever program of your choice, not one that they choose for you. I know so many athletes that you get a full ride scholarship, and in some of these institutions, they're like known throughout the world in like medicine or law. And you're going to major in communications. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. You're getting a degree. But if they have some of the best majors where you're promised to get a certain job that gives you X amount of dollars, then you have the freedom to choose that major, that field of study. So that's good that you know exactly what you want to go into, man, and not be persuaded to go into a field that you really have no desire for. That's real good. So I'm gonna get into this next question here, man. So I know your mom well. I have a long history of knowing you. We're gonna talk about that later, but let's just talk about your mom. She done been on this journey with you, man, for a long time. She is like a cheerleader of all athletes. You know what I'm saying? Like,
no matter who you are,
she cheering for you. She feeds you. She's like a mom to everybody. And so she's knowing how hard to put work in to see you happy, to see you smiling.
Yeah.
I know she's smiling, man. So how do you think she would feel, man, knowing that you are closer to competing for a full ride scholarship, man, free? Like you got an opportunity to. Like what does that do to her?
She gets happy because everything, like, she could see how much I worked over the years and how determined I was going to practice, working hard and stuff. And then she picked up another job just to support me in my sports. And she could really tell that I can really do this, and she pushed me hard to every day. Even like we played Westside, I had a bad first half. She's like, keep my head up and keep pushing and focus on the next half and not worry about the past. And I really got in my head when I was just walking, hitting my helmet. Right. Because she is what pushes me every day. And my dream is to buy her a house and a car. Right. So stuff like that.
Yeah, and that's definitely gonna happen. Because I honestly feel like you a step closer, to that next level.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, it's about how hard you want to put the work in and the time in. And on film, you look apart. Up live, you look apart. So it just take the right people to advocate for you, you know what I'm saying, vouch for you, you know what I'm saying, to the right coaches and so forth. And shows like this, you know what I'm saying? We get the
Yeah.
just keep running it and running it, you know what I'm saying?
Hey.
Yeah, so man, I'm proud of you, man. And so I just kind of
Thank
want to tell the people just my relationship with J'dyn. You know what I'm saying? Like we done had Jalen Lloyd on here. We talked about Jalen Lloyd and how I coached, him for a couple of years. J'dyn he another one of those guys. Like I met you when you was what, fourth grade, fourth grade?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
And so, had a basketball program and man, listen, when he was third and fourth grade, he wasn't playing with y'all.
At all. At all.
He was playing with y'all, man. And so, like I said, my relationship with his moms is like, she'd be like, Lamar, you better get him. You know what? I'm like, oh, I got him. And what we did was, I brought some consistency in a way of sports. I wanted to provide, a sport and have a lot of y'all playing basketball, y'all building a friendship, man. And then ultimately you taking, some things that I showed you and you apply that to your life at the you go to and at the next stop you go to. Because what that does for you, that develops a work ethic. And I seen that you took that from third grade, fourth grade, fifth grade, and you kept applying yourself. And that's why you're going to go a long way because you know how to do that. It's not a lot of athletes who know how to do that. Okay. So my last question I want to ask you, man. So it's your senior year, what else is there to accomplish for you? What else do you want to get done?
Trying to get 3.6 or higher GPA both semesters.
Okay.
Want to eventually get a D1 scholarship, so I'm gonna keep working hard and try my best to get that. And I just want to make my mama proud. Make my family proud.
Nice. Okay. What about as far as athletics? Anything on your mind come to mind?
I want to average at least 12 tackles a game.
Okay.
In track, I'm top 3 at state in discus. In basketball, win state, and football, win state. And just be determined to do any goal I want to reach.
Nice. And that's crazy because it's very much reachable, right? Very much reachable. Okay, so man, you got an early game this Thursday. Homecoming Friday.
Yeah.
You looking forward to homecoming? This is what we're gonna leave you off with. We're gonna leave off with that.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, man, because I check out some pictures, man. Y'all come hard, man, with y'all what y'all call it nowadays? The drip? Y'all call it
drip.
Y'all come hard with the gear, man. I gotta try and keep up with y'all. I look weird when I try and put on the clothes y'all wear. I look weird, I feel weird, so I'm like, I can't do it, man. But hey, you know what? I'm proud of you, man. You keep going. Is there anything else you wanna talk to the people about? You got a pretty good following on the show tonight. Anything else you want to say?
Just stay determined in what you want to do because it's a lot of people that's not gonna believe that you can do something, and then people are just gonna walk past you. They might cheer you on, but they're not really showing you love. So just pay attention to the goal you want to do and keep looking forward to it until you accomplish it.
And that really just really put something on my mind when you said that, because it is a big deal, man. I did see that you committed and gave your life to Christ, the other day. Right? Like what's that experience like if you mind talking about it?
Man, when I got in the water, it just felt different. And I came out the water, I was like, I just felt something like God was talking to me. It was like when I went into the water, I felt like I was talking to him, having a conversation with him. And then when I got out, I just felt different. I just felt free. It was different. And it was all about, like, I had a Bible study class, and he was talking about the visions that God got for you. And I was just thinking about the times, like, I've been low in my life, and then God has made a way for me to get back up and keep doing what I want to do and keep doing what I love to do. And how He's keeping everybody around me safe.
Wow, that's great, man. That's great. Well, you know, I'm proud of you. You definitely is a fan favorite, man. You an inspiration, man, to hopefully to these young cats. You know what I'm saying? Because this show is gonna always run. And the goal of this show is to get more athletes on. Yeah, your name is definitely out there because you're killing it right now.
Yeah.
But you know, there's a lot of athletes at some of these schools. We know them. They just not getting no love. They some good athletes though. They some good ball players. They're not getting no love. And I don't know them. I don't know all of them. And so hopefully we can get this show can be tagged and keep rolling so that we can get more people on the show. You know what I'm saying? Get their stories out and let the people get to know y'all a little bit better, man. Because I feel like when it comes to recruiting, you and your family want to have the best relationship with the coaching as possible.
Yeah.
And if the coaches is comfortable with the way you talk to people, you're not camera shy, you're choosing the right words, you represent your family good, it's going to make their choice and decision that much easier. You get what I'm saying? So hopefully this show can kind of benefit y'all athletes in that manner too, man. So I appreciate that last word.
Yes, sir.
J'dyn Bullion, man, listen, we're going to keep this show rolling. Hopefully I can get you back on here towards the end of the season.
Definitely.
I'm proud of you. Thank you for coming on the show.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
All right, you take care.
You too.
Okay, later. Hey, man, listen, that was J'dyn Bullion, linebacker from, Bellevue West High School. We was able to pick his brain, man. We was able to really, dive deep into, where he's at, like right now in his life. Like, that's what's important for y'all parents that's checking this out. Like, we live by the moment. So if we can capitalize on how our shorties is living right now, man, that'll throw the past out the window and that'll make the future look bright. You get what I'm saying? Because that shorty, man, he got a bright future ahead of him. And we're gonna talk the Nebraska stuff, but if I was Nebraska, and first of all, I'm gonna do my homework on a lot of the athletes in state. And if I got somebody that's leading the state in tackles, and I know my team is lacking in tackling, you know what I'm saying? And he in your own backyard. And he look apart when you come look at him. Come on, man. Listen. I mean, the political stuff is out the window. The political job, the dude who was in the political position, the poster boy, he's gone. So that should let you know the politics should be out the window. It should be out the window. So now we gotta do the most common sense thing to give our football team, I think, a chance. But it's just common sense to me. If we got a top tackler in the state, just be leading the state in tackles, and my football team is struggling in tackles like Nebraska is, and a lot of their athletes is not dogs. So the ones that's tackling may be dogs, but you got to tackle and be a dog to compete on a national level. He can tackle, and he a dog, and he in your backyard. That's a 45-minute drive. Man, y'all got to come see what's up, man. Y'all got to talk to his people. Y'all got to do something that can be an immediate impact for you in a year or two. The man didn't even get the young fella didn't even get to play the position in junior year, sophomore year, freshman year. And he wanted to. So let's not penalize for lost time, man. Let's look at what he's doing right now. So we're going to take a 1-minute break, man. We're going to come back and talk about this his departure for from Nebraska in a minute.
Now me and my wife make the music she partying to. Oh, yeah, I filled up the void that they want the bud to do. You ADD when it come to my name. I done came up, you ain't talking the same. I still got love for my homies that changed. I'm on a mission, so everything changed. Sorry if you wasn't ready for that. Told you that this was gonna happen way back. Y'all need to know this ain't about my career. People is dying and we got the cure. I cannot roll with a bunch of Pinocchios. Telling me what I should do with a big ol' nose. But everything lost, I got it back. I boomerang on you suckers like that. Everything that I gave up and I still got the whole team. Shot, I got the whole team. Got him behind me. I roll with it all. I got the whole team. I got the whole team. Got him behind me. I roll with it all. I roll with it all. I got the whole team. 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 I got the whole team.
Yo, we back. So, let's see what the score is. 13-17. Yeah, I see they on Russell Wilson head. But yeah, we back, man. Neighborhood athletes. We're gonna enter this segment where we're gonna I'm gonna roll it out to y'all, man, the people, man. Let's talk about the Nebraska Cornhuskers and the departure of Sky Frost. So I could just talk, but I would like for y'all to want to chime in, ask your questions, get your beef out, whatever you're thinking. You know what I mean? But we look at a situation where, like, he came on 4 years ago? But I think like his very first game, it got canceled. If y'all can remember that. The very first game he was supposed to coach got canceled because it was like a rainstorm or something. So out the gate, it got, the energy wasn't good, man. And then he started out like 0-5. He started out like 0-5 before he won his first game. So you can easily say, okay, well, the team that I had, those guys was from the last coach. You know what I'm saying? Those guys was from the last coach. I need to get my guys to come in. He can easily say that. I think he definitely said that. You know what I'm saying? So I think they gave him 2-year grace period. Like, we're going to give you 2 years because we know that, you're going to have your recruits and your guys come in from the guys that's going to leave. So he get us 2 years. The next 2 years, you kind of duplicate the previous seasons with your guys. So they gave him 2 years for that with his guys. And then they got rid of a coaching staff. But they didn't get rid of him. They didn't get rid of him, but they allowed him to get rid of the coaches that he chose. So he did everything he can to stay there, right? But it's something that he is not doing to have all the players buy in. And I don't feel like the Nebraska brand is not a desirable spot for people. I mean, they say that the Huskers got some of the loyalist fans. Nebraska, we got some of the loyalist fans, though, right? Okay, well, let's keep it real. We get to do that on this show now. We get to keep it real. So if that's the case, right, a lot of the loyal fans got to support a lot of the high school athletes because they have grandchildren and children that's playing in high school. You got one of the number one players leading the state in tackles. I mean, how come his phone ain't blowing up? The fans should be talking about that, not just the not just the people that go to his school or just his family members, the fans, right? We loyal fans, right? And so we're not about to skip over the fact that, how can I put this? So the interim coach, first black coach to ever coach any program in Nebraska history. That's any sports program. So that's a red flag. That's a red flag for the past. But it's a green flag for the present, because that the times we are in right now, it allows minorities to have those opportunities. So it's a good thing going forward. You know what I'm saying? So let me see what Bernard, you was there, was downhill from that moment. Oh, you was at that first game? What was that? What was it, 4 or 5 years ago? I think it was like 4 or 5 years ago. Yeah. That's kind of true, man. You know, I kind of feel like I think the people wanted him to be this the savior, man, to get us back to those winning days in the 90s. But you know, that's a mental fix we got to get over too as fans. Like, we're in a different era. You know, in that era, you was allowed to hit people. Yeah. You was allowed to have the bull ring drills as a youngin'. You was able to do that drill when you lay on your back and they put the ball in your stomach or your chest. And whoever get up faster, somebody's getting ran over. Somebody getting their ass popped. They getting popped. You're not allowed to do them drills anymore. So you got to realize, like, the way the game is played, movies like Concussion, and the research that, you know, we have nowadays, it don't allow the game to be played that way. So we will never get back to them 90 days. Them days will never, ever happen. So if we look forward to the evolution of the game, the way we get there, you look at it now. You look at speed, you look at power, and you look at athleticism. Speed, power, athleticism. And that's at all positions. You could be an offensive tackle. You're going to see speed, power, and athleticism. In the past, you didn't have to be, you know, athletic. You know, like as an offensive tackle, you just had to be big, probably can move a little bit. But now you got to be an athlete. You got to move. You got to have some lateral movement. You got linebackers that's outrunning running backs. They running 4.4s and 4.5s. You know, like, so the game is played different. The athletes are different. They look different. And what Nebraska being missing is the athletes that look different. They look different. It's just different. Different. And I feel the only way you can get them athletes is if you have the culture that allows you to relate to those type of athletes. So the culture, meaning the head coach got to be the one to start the culture. And then the assistant coaches and all the coaches got to be able to buy in to what the culture presents. And what the head is doing is presenting a culture that's going to produce winning. And that involves the athlete, who the athlete is, because they are the ones that's going to be doing the plan. So if you don't get the athletes to fit the culture, then the system ain't going to work. So it's a culture that we need shots, and we need the athletes to fit the culture. So I feel like right now we do have a guy That's the interim coach that fit the culture. The culture. I hear like Trev Alberts and some other folks, they talk about culture. I hear them saying culture. But what culture are you talking about? Like what's the culture? What's the culture? Is it the traditional Nebraska way? Because the traditional Nebraska way is what hired Scott Frost, right? So I heard those words before when it came to those coaches. Doing it the Nebraska way. But in this one, I heard Trev always talk about culture. But I think once we identify the culture, then we might be stuck where we at. Because we gotta identify the culture. What culture are you talking about? We just want to know. We want to know as the people and as fans. Because if you look across college football and the landscape of where it's going, you look at the Big Ten, and I want to say the Big Ten commissioner is a minority. He's black. You see the decisions that he's made when it comes to TV deals. He understands the culture and how the entertainment of the culture is producing money, dollars. So if you have someone who understands that and can go about presenting himself well, you got a pretty good shot. Because that's what that man is doing. And you have all these other commissioners of these conferences trying to duplicate and follow what he's doing. So he's starting the trend. He's starting something. So I feel like the interim coach, is a guy that can start a foundational culture that can produce winning based on the athletes that come there. That's what I feel. That's what I feel. I don't know about y'all. We can easily talk about that, but that's how I feel. So we're going to kind of wrap up the show. We've been on for a good 50 minutes. Again, we want to be able to get y'all community support, we need y'all to get y'all athletes on here, man. Y'all parents, man. Listen, DM me. We on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter. Subscribe, like, follow, all them words, man, that y'all know. That social media, you know what I'm saying? Like, give me up, man. I need to talk to y'all athletes. You know what I'm saying? Let's get them some footage out here so we can get them some free money, scholarship. If you're playing well, you bring entertainment, people coming to see you play, then you deserve to keep your career going. So let's use this as a resource to do what we gotta do. We want to thank J'dyn Bullion for Bellevue West for coming on the show. Man, he brought us some heat, didn't he? He brought us some real good heat, boy. I tell you. He brought us some real good heat. And so, man, I'm going to get my man Elijah information on here. We're going to roll this song, Whole Team, by my man Elijah. I got to get it. I want to say his Instagram is Elijah E. Babe, but I'm not quite sure. So don't quote me on that. But I will get his information to you because that's important. So since I don't have it, I'm going to just let the music resonate on y'all brain as we go out. So listen, check it out. I appreciate y'all for checking out this show. Neighborhood Athletes, On Your Highlight podcast. Tap in for the next episode. Peace.
building, everybody started leaving when the fire hit the ceiling. Like wow, wow, wow. I got the whole team. Shot. I got the whole team. Got heaven behind me. I roll with it all. I got the whole team.